When you've been through certain situation and certain circumstances, when people start to talk, you begin to relate.
People who give and they still get, they don't give money that they have to invest.
Yes.
When sometimes you don't ignore the few people today, you can't help many people in the future.
With me saying, yeah, that's
Yes,
yeah,
that's
quite
so.
practical.
That's all I can say. Yeah,
Repeat that. I like that.
I said, if you can't ignore the few people today in some circumstance, you can't help many people in the future. Hello guys, it's been long coming. It's been a while you've seen us on your screens. Today we are back with another episode. We've got a special guest with us. We allow him to introduce himself and we zoom right into the conversation. Brother, what's up?
You this man.
What's up? Okay, yeah. So my name is Bacham from Everlasting, as he rightly said.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
So I'm a nurse by profession, yeah. So that's what I do for a living.
He's been a long lost brother, a prodigal brother. So you remember in our very first episode, we mentioned that we are a group of friends and we had one in the pipeline who was pending to come on this show. So that is him, Everlasting.
You this one. Come up for that. You know.
Finally, I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually good to have you here, and I think we've talked about our circle of friends, severally on the podcast. And one thing a lot of people don't know is that we are in a relationship where we share a lot, we give a lot, we sacrifice a lot. And I don't know what France is going to say, but for me, I feel like when it comes to selflessness and giving and sacrifice, you have done it for us more than anyone else.
Yeah.
And we simply just want to first appreciate you for that and ask you, what's the motivation behind that?
That's
It's a big question.
It's a big
Yeah,
question.
Yeah. But like what drives you?
Okay.
Why do you give? Like sometimes it's senseless. Charlie, it's senseless.
Actually,
You guys have no idea.
You are not the first person to, tell me this. I know I have friends who had questioned me about, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Although, in this situation you find yourself, you can say no.
Yeah.
So it's not just about saying no or it being difficult to say no. But first of all, you have to assess every situation, your honest. You have to assess the scene. You see, assess the situation and then see how best you can, offer that kind of help to the person. And not only people close or not with the expectation of getting something back from what you're actually doing, but the satisfaction that you get. That I get, is a question to me. And I hope you guys are also, selfless.
We all give to an extent, right?
Yeah.
We are all selfless to an extent. I don't think anyone amongst us is a friend has a word he is, I'm strong. Yeah. But then is it that you find it difficult to say no? Because I was in a position where I love to make people feel happy at the expense of my own happiness. I find that I don't spend on myself. I don't mind giving money to someone to buy something nice for themselves and don't buy the same thing for me. But then at a point in time, you realize that no, you also have to please yourself to an extent. You understand? You can't always be there for everybody else. So is it finding it difficult to say no? Some people just can't say no. So is that your case?
Initially, I thought that was my problem, but deep within me,
so you thought it was a problem?
Yeah, I thought it was
because
sometimes I wouldn't assess even the problem. I'll just be in a haste to help, just as you said. But I realized I have to sit back. Do this person needs genuine help? That's a fresh question. So I realized it's not a problem of saying no. okay. But first of all, I said the satisfaction that come with it.
Yeah.
And personally, I have this philosophy that I think the world would have been a better place if we all try to help one each other, one another, something like that. Yeah. So not just it being difficult to say no. I've said no to a couple of people who try to I wouldn't say take advantage, but I know we have people who would take advantage of your nature.
Yeah.
But I feel it's my personality, not bragging, but sometimes as you move forward, you have to limit things.
Yeah.
Because as soon as people notice that this person would definitely give, so then definitely they would be coming over and over and over again. Yeah.
Do you have an example of someone who was taking advantage? You don't need to mention names, but
I would say quite a lot, but
But you still do it.
No, that's why I said now I would have to assess and see what best I can do to help. Unlike previously where I would just rush and then help and I'm like, oh, this is the satisfaction I get, so I'm okay, I'm okay. Because, we are in the festive season, so last year by now, person like, oh, no, family issue, what, then yeah, so this person, right? You send, even if I send something small, it's, it's a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
And then you see this person chilling on
enjoying things
what?
you won't buy for yourself.
It's not even about the things I would purchase. No, it's like where the person have been at that particular moment. Going like you were in Ghana, I was in Ghana. So when somebody step out and the person is chilling, I know that this person is chilling. So I'm not saying because you've received help from someone, you shouldn't enjoy life but look at that short time. So what? I felt like the guy is chilling with my money, because that's
but
not
like
what
you come in dire need of help. Someone gives you help, and within the next few minutes, you are enjoying.
You go and post.
So
Looks like alert received. Happiness mood activated.
So it's one of those things, and I believe that as we move on in life, we all learn. But no matter things like this, shouldn't change your personality. Yeah. Because I really get satisfaction when I'm being of help to people.
One thing I wanted to ask, sometimes when it comes to all of these sacrifices and giving and all that, it usually stems for most people from a point where they have felt what it is like to lack something, to be in a position where you're helpless. So that kind of generates that energy for them to always want to help people. Have you been in a position like that?
I think it's also part, let me put it that way, it's part. Not only that, but I felt that for someone to ask you for help is quite difficult. For me to ask you that, help me, brother, help me do this, it's quite difficult. But these days, it's not difficult at all for some people. That's what I've realized. You see, and when you've been through certain situations and certain circumstances, when people start to talk, you begin to relate. So you wouldn't even let them say everything, because we have people who wouldn't try to help. You will say everything, all your stories, everything. Like, oh, Charlie, I should have called yesterday because I bought a plot of land and But I think, just as he said, if you've been through all these things, I wouldn't be emphatic or specific, but if you've been through all these things, when people start their story, you would relate. But this generation or this time, you would have to discern to know whether this person is really
because my issue is with those who always come back from home. Like, there are some people really, like, they have no shame. Like, hey, if he comes yesterday, he would come tomorrow, he would come the next day. And sometimes, if I'm being very honest, stuff like that, it just pisses me off. Like, it just puts me off completely. What I say, because I feel like if I come to you for help once or twice, there should be that. I feel like there are levels to what someone can ask you and what you can have to offer.
Yeah.
Because as I sit here, if any of you call me that, oh, bro, I need this, I'm not going to ask you what you need it
No.
for. As once I have it, I don't care. Take it. If you come back tomorrow, take it. Because at the end of the day, I know that when I need it, you'll also be there for me. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are some people who will text you out of the blue, and you know that, see, the next message that is coming after this is this.
Yeah. So, well. So I had someone who had not tested me for a couple of years, and then the person tested just as he said.
Yeah.
So I was like, checking up on me. So the following day, that message, can you help me get a laptop? And I was like, oh, okay. So I waited. I was like, I'll see what's best I can do. That was the answer I gave.
Yeah.
No chat, nothing. A month later,
Come again.
so I was like, "Oh, bro, like, are you,
You really need-
yeah, are you really testing me or checking up on me because of
you
the,
need
you
help,
get it?
yeah.
Yeah. So, and one thing I have to put across is that people should know that everybody has their own needs.
Yeah.
So far as you've had, or so far as you believe that this person can be of help, if the person tell you that I'm sorry, so and so, I cannot help, you shouldn't have this kind of mentality that I thought this guy can help me, and then blah blah blah. That this guy is stingy, or what I thought about him, it's quite
like
different.
that,
No, because you believe in the first place that the person can be of help. That's
Yeah.
why you tested or you call the person. So you just have to. But then we are in the festive season, so just give.
I was going to ask a question to you both, and I'll probably start with Francis. You know, there's a saying, "Givers never lack."
Brother.
What's your? I'm starting with Francis. What's your take on that?
Okay, I believe when you give, some way somehow nature pays you back.
Yeah.
Right, but you have to give with wisdom. That is what I can say. Yeah, nature pays you whatever you give back. You give to nature. Nature pays you back. So you give, you get. I know Christians, we are very big on giving, but most Christians don't give. But you watch the lives of people who are not Christians, like our fellow brothers who are Muslims and sisters, and what I've heard is that there are people who give a lot, and you see that most of them too have, like, and I've heard so many rich people who say the more they give, the more they get. So it's individual based, but you have to give it to wisdom. There are monies people who give and they still get. They don't give monies that they have to invest.
Yeah.
You understand? You give. It doesn't mean that you have to give your disposable income, money that you think you can't do for anything, you can't use for anything. Then there's no reward, there's no satisfaction with it. But then you have to know when this money has to solve an important need. I told our brother Steven that when sometimes you don't ignore the few people today, you can't help many people in the future.
You told me same. Yeah, that time,
Yes,
yeah, it's
that's
quite
so.
practical.
That's what I can say. Yeah.
Repeat that. I like that.
I said, if you can't ignore the few people today in some circumstance, you can't help many people in the future.
Pass. Pass. What's your take? Do givers lack?
I think
'Cause
sometimes they do lack. Like, but we have principles and philosophy.
Yeah.
You uphold what you believe, and then what you believe can work for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said something that sometimes you give in other, when you're also in need. Ideally, it might happen that way, but mostly we don't give to people and expect that back, because if you do with that mindset, you would be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard people saying, we those who help many people, when we are in need, we don't get that kind of, but I think in all, I believe that you would not lack as in you would lack, but if you don't give wisely, you would lack.
Yeah.
Givers do sometimes lack.
My so just a little backstory. We've known Everlasting since nursing school. That's been about 9 years now. Like he's been amazing. I say amongst the circle, like he's the most selfless person we've ever met.
Charlie,
And like it's serious. This guy goes to a extent, and I'm like, is this guy a lunatic? Like, how can you? No, it's in
Yeah.
he's not rich.
No,
we
I'm
are
not- I'm
we are
not
rich
rich. No,
in
I'm
the
not rich.
making,
No.
right? But then, in his absolute
Lowest.
lowest, he doesn't mind going for a loan on his behalf to give to somebody.
So somebody had a problem with that. Okay. Somebody had a big problem with that. So in situations like that, sometimes if you can't help and you want to go extra mile, you're like, why do you go for a loan for your friend? So I was like, I don't go for a loan for any other friend, or I wouldn't go for a loan for somebody that would disappoint me. If I had money, I would have helped that person.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if I get the loan and the person does not get the money in time, I would sort out that loan.
Yeah.
But I know this person would pay.
That's why I said there are levels.
It
There are
gets
levels to the
definitely
game.
there are levels. Definitely. Because at that particular point I might not be able to help the person, but that is my way to sort the person out. But in everything you just do it according to what
Your
you think your strength or you be comfortable with. You don't overdo. Because no matter what, if you overdo things, it might go against you at the longer round. It may go against you. So,
And
that's that.
your biggest disappointment, your biggest.
Wow. This I didn't expect this question.
Okay,
The
and
biggest disappointment with respect to is
like
Because,
giving,
you
like
know,
you've
you gave
given
someone,
something,
you
you didn't
sacrificed
expect
something.
anything, but then like the person disappointed you so much. Probably the person had to pay back. The person you
Didn't
went to an
pay.
extent for the
Yeah.
person, and then the person let you down.
I would just wrap it or put it in the form of advice. I wouldn't say it disappoints me. One principle of mine or of me, that if you pick something or if you tell me that I need this for a loan or it's a loan, I'll pay it back. I think it's not to me alone, it applies to anybody. The individual will feel like this is a loan, the person would budget for it. So make sure you set time bound that you can pay the loan. So I wouldn't say my father taught me this thing, but when I'm in school and then I call my dad and my dad like, oh, I will send you money next week. If I know I don't have money on me, if my father tell me I'll send you money on Thursday, I'll try and talk to your friend who can sort me out, and then I'll tell the person I'll get the money to you on Sunday. I know my father would sort me out on Thursday. Tickets, but I said Sunday.
Yeah.
So I would get the money in advance and pay later. Even if my father is disappointed and paid on Saturday or Friday, I've paid in advance.
Yeah.
So you would think, oh, you took the money and paid in advance. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So next time, if I'm coming to you,
Yeah.
you would definitely
Build
give.
that trust.
But there is this habit people are trying to, put across these days. They pick something from you with kind heart or kind words. It's very sober. And then when they get the thing, instead of them returning it as they promised, it becomes a problem. And this thing has ruined a lot of relationship and friendship. It might not be something that big.
Yeah.
But it even it happened in my family. It might not be something that big, but a promise is a promise. If you told the person that you are taking that money as a loan, try to forfeit. If you can't meet the timeline, just talk to the person. Like it happens. Uncertainty happens. So just talk to the person.
And some people just think, probably even if I don't give it to this person, he won't ask or he's not bothered.
No. I'll be bothered.
Even if
it's a pound
they
or
take it for granted.
one pen, I'll be bothered.
It can be something you could have given out for free,
free,
but then
exactly.
the person says it's a loan, so you expect
you remember
it.
the situation I told you? I'm not going to talk about it, but you guys remember. Hey, like if you ask me for £1 and you tell me it's a loan, see, I'm expecting my £1.
Exactly.
I'm not even kidding.
Exactly.
But if you tell me, oh, bro, like at the beg, wow, you go feel sort me £200.
And if you have it,
If I have it, I know it's going. People advise that when you're giving money out, give it with the expectation that it's not coming back. But me, I think that is absolutely wrong.
If it's
See,
a loan,
if you tell me
if it's
if you tell me you're going to pay back, I won't assume you won't pay back. So if you don't pay back,
I
it
think
hurts
I
me.
think the bank should work with the
Ah.
bank should work with this ideology that
Should
if
we
they give the
ask?
money out, the banks rather
Yeah.
should work with that expectation that if they give the money out, they should not expect us to pay back.
You know,
Not-
like, and when it's time and you're asking, it's like
Yeah.
you are,
Yeah.
and like you say, it has ruined friendship. It has
yeah,
ruined.
it's so serious.
Anyway,
And even some of them will just block you. It's
Oh,
so
really?
sad. Yeah.
like you go take my money, then go
You
block
block-
me.
and it's like it's one of those things. But you know,
Eh.
if that is your personality, you will never be discouraged, you know, of those things. Yeah, so it
But
happens.
you are not being discouraged, but I think for other people,
No,
who
and
have-
it's not-
who-
it's not
you know,
only-
who have sacrificed.
Yeah,
They don't want to
yeah,
do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not only how do I say money when you talk of giving,
Yeah,
but mostly when you talk of giving, what comes in mind is
monetary. Yeah,
money. But you know, you can give your time, can give you a room,
your
you can
resort.
give your
You can give your room.
We won't venture into that zone.
Give your room.
you can give, like, you know, it depends on the needs,
resources,
like needs.
yeah,
People
stuff
give
like
and give and give advice and for
Yeah.
people to succeed in life, you know, because people pay consultation fee
Yeah.
for, you know, advice and other, but people do it for free. So, but one thing I realized that when you do things for free, most people don't take it seriously. That's this. I think I'm quite deviating, but it's in lie. Because somebody can know something that is being done for some pound or some you know, money. Some can do it for free, and most people would just, you know, be reluctant because they're doing it for free because the person is not paying for
Yeah.
the services.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you know,
it's
happens.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
People. Yeah. All right. Any final words, guys?
See, please, I beg you, be like. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not. I mean, obviously, ever is
But
called.
his
into
kind
that-
of giving.
He's
please,
called
no.
into the ministry of giving.
No, he's
By
kind
me,
of giving.
Charlie, if you they
Me.
can't, no, if you're coming to me and you want my, be genuine. I feel like be genuine.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, this, and that. If you now tell me that, I'll pay you back this, and if you don't, please, it hurts me. This is me. I don't know about the others, but and like Eva said, it's not just about money. Okay, it's about time. If you give your time, invest in your time into someone, and they mess it up, that's really painful. Like
Yeah,
your
it is.
resources and stuff like that. Even you can even give books to someone and they'll return it in a very rubbish state. And you're like,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's just
so
for me.
I would also say, as I said earlier on, that the world would have been a better place if we all, you know, give our best to people in any other form, support each other with the expectation of not getting anything back. But if you try to, you know, borrow something from a friend, just try to, you know,
You expect it.
yeah, the person will expect it back. So do the needful by paying it back, you know. Yeah, I think that's all. You know. We just have to support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just say, we should all lend a hand to someone who is in need. Sometimes you don't have to wait. Like if you find out genuinely someone needs help, you can lend a hand. But then
That's if you
do
if
it
you
with,
think you can.
if you think you can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because
do it
I
with-
just remember that I blue tick somebody long time, and you know, at that particular point in time, I was not having money.
Yeah.
But the issue was so present. I didn't know even what to tell the person.
Yeah.
So you just
sometimes
blue
I just left the
it's
person.
just left them.
And sometimes I just go back and read. I was like, well,
Yeah,
this
it's
past now. I
past.
can't do anything about it. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things. You know.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for staying with us till this point. We're going into 2025. Yeah. And we are hoping to refine our videos, bring you more juicy
Sure.
content. If it's your first time, please subscribe. Tell someone about FNF Catchy Dialogues. We want to, Charlie, help us reach
FNF.
5K. All right. 2025, 5K solid. Until we meet in the next episode, it's
Yep.
peace.
Bye.